associates.
Lisa and Robin are two fun friends diving deep into conversations where nothing is taboo. They believe in eating dessert before dinner and wearing the bikini. They're allergic to labels, authority, and cheap shoes. Currently, they're launching themselves through life being the good time, bold enough to take risks and inquisitively asking, what's next? They hail from New Hampshire, but they could be anywhere dressed in cute clothes. If they had to share a tombstone, it would read, "Curiosity killed these cats." Your hosts, Lisa and Robin on the mic.
Welcome. Welcome to Lisa and Robin on the mic. You are listening on WSMN 1590 AM, 95.3 FM. You can watch, stream, and listen on WSMN.live as well as YouTube. We are always up on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and every place you find your favorite podcasts. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning. How are you? Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Sun is out. Yesterday it felt like fall.
Yesterday I was like, I don't understand what's wrong with me. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's raining. I could just
I know,
eliminate
you're like,
that.
do you want to go rollerblading? I'm like, is it raining over there? I'm like, it's still raining.
And I'm like, I don't know. I looked at the weather app. I was on my computer. Let me look out the window. You're right.
You know, I have a summer sunny day car. It does not like the rain. It didn't rain a lot yesterday, but I was on Route 3, and in the afternoon, I was like, it's not that bad, but just that little bit of water on the road, it's like my tires wanted to grab, and I'm like, oh, this is
You want to spin out.
Yeah.
You want to spin out and do a
Or I'm
360.
afraid that it will pull you. Like, you know, when you like try to hydroplane, you can feel it tugging.
Yes.
Like, no, it's not good.
And me driving your car. So I wanted to give
Totally impractical.
I wanted to give a big. Well, you want to live in summer.
Yes.
You want
yes.
a summer as a
Yes.
verb. You want a summer as a verb. I just want to be
Well,
verbing.
and my car
summering
before
around.
was a Jeep, you know.
And that's
So
a summer vehicle.
It's a summer
It's a
vehicle.
summer vehicle. I want to give a big shout out to everyone on Route 3 who was only going 71 in the left lane. I want to thank you for not letting me get a ticket today, and I want to thank you for just, you know, allowing the 18-wheeler to rumble next to us, going the same
Protecting
exact speed. I love that. I love coming down the highway like that. Thank you so much.
Yes,
I
love
appreciate it. And then I love you being all nervous, like, oh, I got to brake because she's really right on my butt. She must want me to brake check her.
Well, if you were
so now we're
driving
gonna go
your
63.
big truck, then it would be like they would probably be getting out of the way.
You know, I do miss that. I miss the high headlight.
Yeah.
Like, what is this overtaking me? And now I'm just a little car in the back.
I know. When I get in Chris's truck, and it takes me a minute to just get used to it because his steering is so different than
Yes.
mine. Like, I literally could drive it with my finger.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just such a different, but once I get used to it, like, I miss being up high.
Yeah, I'm missing a truck. I definitely am.
I need a truck.
And you're not really rumbling I mean, you can speed in a truck, obviously, but the impetus to
Really?
speed in a car is just because you can handle differently.
Yes.
It's just, and like, I shouldn't own your car. I shouldn't own a Mercedes where you can do 160 around a corner. I don't need to own that. I don't need to
You
have
could
those
probably do
kind of-
160
I'll
in that
never
truck.
be insured again. I'll never be insured again. I'll have to have a driver everywhere.
You know, I actually like those new Broncos. There's some of them that I really like. I don't know if it was like a soft top where you had to convert. You could take it off. I really liked that. I mean, I'm always partial to a Jeep, but Jeep only makes their seats but so comfortable. Even if you do all the upgrades, you still.
Yeah, you're bouncing around in a Jeep. You're also bouncing around a little bit in a truck.
Yeah.
I feel like a Jeep is probably the equivalent of a 150. When you get into the bigger trucks and you do better suspension, the trucks kind of even out.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Well,
anyways.
Chris's truck is like that, but I mean, it drives like a Cadillac.
Yeah,
His
I
car
mean,
drives like a Cadillac, but every once in a while you can feel like the road
Yeah.
on it. But I feel like the Bronco.
Drive into Massachusetts and tell me what you think.
Sure. I know.
Massachusetts roads are atrocious.
He's like, do you want to come down and pick me up from the airport on Saturday at midnight? And I'm like, not really.
Take a service.
I don't want to drive. I don't want to.
No, have him take a service.
He could take a service, or he probably will drive. Is my guess in park. It's just for an overnight.
It's just one day.
It's tomorrow. He's leaving tomorrow, and then he'll be back Saturday night at midnight. And I'm like, it's way past my bedtime. But Just driving because I know he wouldn't want to drive. He wouldn't want to ride back in my car.
Right.
And with luggage, it probably wouldn't work. So
Right.
that means I'm driving the truck at midnight. And I'm like,
Probably not.
And he's like, wow, you really are spoiled. I'm like, what? What do you mean? I don't drive a lot of highway miles anymore. Like
Yes.
from Manchester,
Yeah.
like I'm around town. Like driving into Boston, like it used to never bother me. I would drive from the Cape to here every weekend, 495. It didn't bother me. Driving into the city, take people airport, and I was like, now I'm really actually nervous driving into the city because
So
I'm like,
I'm a person who really doesn't want to take people to the airport because I think after a certain age, get a service or you don't have the money to go on the trip. Save more money, go to work more.
yeah.
And I know there's some people, no matter how much money they make, they're always asking for rides to the airport. And to me, I just think driving someone else to the airport, I want to get on a plane.
Yes.
I want to go travel.
Yes.
Even if it's a work thing where even though I know they're going to work,
Have fun. Here I am. I'm just stuck
I
in
could
this-
there's no guarantee I won't just park the car and go somewhere.
Right.
I'm like,
I'll go with you.
where? What are we
I can
doing?
buy my clothes on the fly.
And I think it's just my love of flying, and it's exciting, and I don't want to drive you to the airport if I don't get to go
Yes.
too. I don't.
Yes.
I don't. And I'm of the age that I'm like, I have very limited. I'm on the back 9. I don't know how many airport rides. If you go to Manchester,
That's true.
I'll drop you off. It's 15 minutes.
Yes.
There's no traffic.
Yes.
But if you get in the wrong lane, like we had to drop family off going to Greece,
Yeah.
and they were like, just circle while we bring them because we had to get, they
Yeah,
were older.
And if you're not on the right way, you're next thing you're headed out to Saugus, and you're like, I gotta go. You know,
I'm now going to the coast when I'm supposed to be just looping to just to go
you
around
have
the
to go
corner.
you have to go a couple of miles in order to come back around.
Yeah, so I will change my caveat to if you leave out of Manchester, I'll drive you,
Yes.
depending on the time.
Manchester needs more direct flights.
Yeah, I know. They have to work on that.
I tell you, the last time we flew, I'm like, this is why I never, ever, ever.
To me, it's
if
better to have a connection in Baltimore for 45
Oh
minutes
no
than to go to Logan.
Because we flew Southwest, so we flew out of Manchester, flew into Baltimore. Is it BWI?
Yep.
Or we flew into there, had a layover. Of course, we're still going Southwest to Southwest, but it's in a whole different. We landed in C and had to go over to E or B or A or wherever. But it's a 20-minute walk. So it's not like you got 45 minutes and then, now they're boarding and it's like, now I'm not getting food. Like, I just want to be one and done. And once you fly direct and now you have to stop. And then it was like, there's a delay. Then we got there on the way back.
Southwest hardly ever delays. I feel like JetBlue there's been an altercation every time I've flown JetBlue.
Yeah, I don't
They
like
literally had to divert over the ocean and land in Puerto Rico. Oh no, or somewhere else. It was actually a different island. And because I was watching the map and I'm like, we're turning around. And
Like, are we
and I'm like, I think there's something wrong.
we'll stay in Puerto Rico for a couple of days.
And then we stayed there and people were people start complaining and I'm like, aren't we so glad we're not in the ocean waiting for a pickup? We're just waiting in an airport.
Well, American Airline, it tells you that
We're
it's
not
it's on time, and yet we're still sitting here, and it says it's boarding in 2 minutes, and the plane's not even there. And I'm like, you just have these, then you get delayed. You get delayed your first leg. Now you've got to go and run to get your second one.
So I will knock on wood. I don't get a lot of delays with Southwest, and I do flying on a different day. I will fly with the connection, and I'll just make it the shortest flight they have. But they do have Florida to Orlando. I mean,
Tampa, but
to
Saturdays,
Tampa,
right?
Yeah, there's only one day a week, but they do need to bring more back.
Yeah.
I think that was a COVID thing. So you know how restaurants no longer are open for lunch? Like
Yeah.
one of my favorite restaurants doesn't open for lunch now ever since COVID. And there's all kinds of weird things that it's like we're still not recovered from COVID. I don't know why we can't have direct flights places anymore, but
Yeah, well, they've gotten better because during COVID, like they would, our son flew out to Utah, and he had a direct flight. He was supposed to have a direct flight. Something happened. They had to land somewhere else, but they ended up flying to Seattle. And I'm like, he calls me at like 11 o'clock at night, and he's like, hey, I'm going to be late because we're picking him up from the airport. And he's like, I'm not coming in until like 7:30 tomorrow morning. I'm like, what? You're supposed to be, you're supposed to get in at like 2 in the
The
morning.
great thing
or
about a
something,
service is they're watching your flight. You don't even have to call them to tell them anything's going on. They're following you.
Yeah.
I even took a service. So I took a train to New York for a day to meet my friends. And they were staying in New York. I'm like, I'll pop over for the day. And I took the train from South Station there. It's 4 hours. And I even took a service to get down to South Boston. I'm like, pick me up later.
Yeah.
I love, if I had tons of money. So when all these movie stars or sports players are getting DUIs, I'm like, are you ridiculous? Have a driver.
Right.
Pay them $70,000 a year. Have 2 of them, each 12-hour shift. They're just waiting you in your garage watching the internet until you're ready to drive. I would never drive myself anywhere.
Right.
I would never drive. If I had money, I would never. You know why? I could be doing so
Would
many
you
other
sit
things.
in the back seat or would you ride shotgun?
I'd ride shotgun because I get a little car sick in the back seat. Even as we go for services, I'm like, can I sit in the front?
Well, but what's that? Is it a Maybach? Gosh, no, that's wine. There's one.
Like,
wait, that's wine.
Is that a car? They are naming them funny things
They
now.
have, and I think it's a Mercedes line. But man, it literally the seats slide back, so it's like a recliner in the back. It has a little refrigerator. It has like a little tray for it to pop up out of the seats. The back part of it gives you a little tray table. Like it is designed for you. Like,
Yeah, for luxury. Like someone's driving me and I'll be somewhere else.
Yes.
Doing other things. I'll be on whatever I need to
if
do.
I had
or
a comfy
nothing.
back seat, I would sit in the back seat.
Yes, and if they drove well and I didn't
Yeah.
get car sick, because some people I don't get car sick with them, and then some people get very car sick.
Yes.
Well,
I
my
would
cousin
have
Lenny,
a driver.
cousin Lenny, you're always almost vomiting. You can only go 5 minutes down the street. The way he does the brake and the way he drives straight until he turns.
Yeah.
And so you're in the back rolling, and then the gas pedal like accelerate, stop, accelerate.
When I was
what
teaching
are
my
you doing?
kids to drive, I said I used to play this game. I still do it. I try to come to the stop sign or the stop light. Well, stop light. Usually not a stop sign. That's a slow rolling stop. But
No, you stop at all stop
but
signs.
I used to right. Right. How many times do you stop at the stop sign on the top of your road?
I have to stop there because there's always a cop at the top of the hill.
No, I'm talking about from your road onto. Isn't there a stop sign to the other road?
Oh yes, I always
Is that a
stop.
Yes,
there.
that you do. You're
I
good,
do.
Good doobie.
Because there's always children with the school buses
That's
and
true.
stuff. Yeah.
But I always would tell the kids, like, I pretend I would see if I can just come to a slow stop and you won't even feel it.
Mhm.
No, I have 2 hard breakers.
My mother put tea on a car when I was first learning to drive, and she was like, "Don't drop this tea." I'm like, "This is going to be impossible. We're on the road." And she's like I started moving.
Yep.
And then she took the tea off, and she was like, the tea is still there. She's like, you always drive not to spill a drop of water. And it's funny because then I drive the truck and the Sanders like skidding in the back because I'm taking corners. But the starting and stopping is smooth. And most of the time I'm picking driving because I don't want to chance we're going somewhere and now I feel terrible because I have a little bit of car sickness.
Yeah.
So I do like to drive a lot.
Yeah.
I do like to drive. And I do like driving. It's just no longer as fun as it used to be. Before it used to symbolize freedom, and so much fun. And now it's just a lot of traffic.
Now it's just work.
And I want to get where I'm going, and I'm not allowed to speed at the speed I want to go.
And you don't want to get stuck in traffic. And
Yeah.
it's just, God, get that stoplight.
So how has your summer been?
I can't believe it's almost over.
So I'm going to say something. So New England Dad, he was on our show maybe last year. He had sort of it out with a podcaster who was saying, it's August and I'm ready for pumpkin spice latte.
Oh, get out.
And I'm ready for cardigans
Who,
and
Ian
sweaters.
or New England
Ian.
Dad?
Ian.
Oh.
And then New England Dad was like, sorry, if you want something, like there's a pool, get on a float. What do you mean you're sick of the heat?
Right.
And I was like, you tell them. Because when people say they're sick of the summer in August, I want to say, okay, in the winter, when you complain about the cold or the wind or the ice or the snow,
Are you still happy about your pumpkin spice?
4 things that you're going to complain about nonstop for 6 months. Do I get to kick you in the shin every time I hear you complain?
Right.
Like, I'm not going to make you an invalid. I'm not going to kick you
throat
so
punch.
hard that, you have a disability or you have a limp. But I am going to let you know.
Cattle prod.
Oh, is that because I said I was sick of summer in August? This must be what it is. So that next year we don't have the same repeating of you're sick of the summer. Who's sick of summer? Who's sick of sunshine until 7 o'clock at night?
Right.
Who's sick of beautiful sunsets and activities outdoors? Who's you it's the same people who say if I had money doesn't make you happy. That's on you. You need therapy. If you want fall in August, on August 18th, you've had enough of summer, you should seek therapy for whatever is ailing you.
Summer should end at like the end of October. And then you have November. Then you have November is fall. And then you have it into December. And like Christmas starts winter.
So this is my whole thing. Remember, so we have to go, so everyone forgets in May that it's not summer. They go, ooh, it's kind of cool. It's spring in May. It is spring May 21st to June 21st. They didn't put it on the school calendar.
The climate
it was built,
just has to adjust.
Yes. Mother Nature's telling you, don't put your plants out.
Right.
I'm going to freeze those babies.
Yes.
Those are going to be dead. Do not put them out there. I don't know what you're thinking. I've got freezing drizzle. There is going to be icicles on your lawn.
Yes.
May 26th in New England. Then we have summer until September 21st. And then everyone goes, oh, you know that hot week in September where it's like Indian summer? No, it's regular summer because it's summer.
It's still summer.
So my parents used to put us, I used to go to Catholic school and we had a uniform. The uniform was a button-down shirt and the stupid plaid skirt and knee highs and everything else, right? And then they bought you a wool cardigan sweater.
Fun.
And they put that on you on September 4th, and it was 91 degrees, and the schools did not have opening windows or AC. And you're like, I fainted in school during September. I can't, because it was heat exhaustion. Oh, she must have, whatever, she fainted. No, she's heat exhausted because it's summer. And she's in a wool cardigan. Stop wearing sweaters on September 2nd. I know women love their scarves, and they throw their scarves in their sweater. We're so excited
to
wear
boots and jeans and all that stuff. But no.
You can do that from September 22nd. I am wearing summer dresses. If you watch the show on YouTube, I am going to be summering as a verb right through September 21st. And if it's above 70, possibly later.
I was actually going to grab a jacket, and I'm like, I'll be fine.
Be fine. It's going to get warm.
I had a cute denim jacket, and I was like, that'll do it. But then
you were channeling the
I already had my boots on, and I was like, no, I'm not going to go back upstairs. So my boots. I'm like, I'll suffer. And it was fine. I didn't suffer.
And you look adorable, and you're not cold. You're not going to be cold.
No, I'm not cold.
And stop saying you're sick of summer.
I feel like I have so many summer clothes that I've yet to wear.
Right. You have a whole month to wear them still. And when people say, oh, I can't be happy if, just money doesn't make you happy. It's like you need good therapy. You're sick of the summer. So you like when it's dark at 3:30. Because, again, kicking the shins when you start complaining about the dark at 3:30 and you're
your
tired.
Oil bill, your propane bill.
Let us enjoy. This is when we practice. Yes. I'm gonna do my
practice
NPR voice. This is when we practice.
Oh, nice and slow.
Being present in our bodies and in the summer.
Getting into gratitude. Feel the warmth of the sun on your skin.
I want you to be in your body.
Take a deep breath. Close your eyes.
Close your eyes and
Do you want to go to the beach?
Now. You're not too hot.
You want to have ice cream and hot dogs and
barbecues and bites.
I know. I actually walked in Marshall's the other day, and they have all this Halloween and all the fall stuff out, and I was like, man, I was just hoping to check out some like summer clearance stuff because I need cushions. I need to replace 2 cushions for my chairs on the front porch.
I almost put the reel where you're molesting that skeleton in Tampa and St. Pete's.
That's definitely a fall one.
And I'm like, oh, it's almost skeleton season.
No.
Pull up, keep your skeletons away from Robin. Because he's got that scream face and you've got your hand on his crotch.
I will pull your skeletons out.
Only one skeleton was harmed in the making of this reel. That's what I put on the first one. I'll have to come up with another funny one later.
I love it.
Yeah, but don't be sick of summer because you're going to be in the thick of it You're going to be complaining how dark it is so
You're going to be
soon.
snow blowing, shoveling,
Snow blowing. You're going to be so sick of
freezing,
sweaters. I know now you're like, oh, I
putting
want a
kids'
sweater.
snow boots on and snowsuits.
All of the ice and salt that you're trying to constantly clean out of the front of your house so it doesn't get tracked through your house. I
Yes.
mean, there's just so much not to love.
Well, and I feel like summer, like you look around, like everybody's outside. There's so much life around you.
The green on the trees, you're going to like seeing leafless trees and no
yeah.
flowers. I mean, think about what you're saying, people.
It's
Think about
gray.
what you're saying.
It's gray.
And
The sky's gray.
I'm checking you.
Yeah.
I'm checking you. You don't want
Yesterday
you
I
don't
was
want
like,
summer to be over.
Ooh.
You're just bored. I
Yeah.
know. And you know what I think a little bit of it is? Like I was talking to Chris the other day. He's asking me for the referral to the bank. And I said, how you doing? He's like, good, busy. And I'm like, I know, I'm almost exhausted, but I feel like I have to wring every moment out. Like
Yes.
I should take a day and just stay home and be quiet and binge watch television, but it's nice out. I can't
Right,
stay home.
right.
I've got to be doing something.
I need to be out doing something.
Yeah.
I just, even going for even hiking, even just walking, you don't have to do like these big grand gestures of,
And it's not like it's summer in 1918 where there's no AC, there's no exhaust fans. We have AC in our cars, we have AC in our homes. Sometimes we even have AC in the studio.
Yes.
Maybe we do, maybe we don't. I don't know.
It's a little chilly in here. I can feel some cool air blowing,
But I know I do not want to see pumpkin spice. I went into the supermarket. They have an aisle of Halloween candy. Do you think in August, if you have Halloween candy, you're going to have Halloween candy on October 31st
right?
when
You're
you
gonna
need it?
stock up.
No, you're going to eat it all. And then you're going to be like, I have to wear a sweater because I'm fat. I've had too many Kit Kats and Snicker bars. How many Reese's can I eat? Apparently, a lot.
Halloween should not be a season that lasts. It's like they turning it into a season. Halloween decorations are out now. So we still have the rest of August, all of September, and all of October. And why? It's marketing. It's all marketing.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're going to keep that candy that you buy in August for Halloween.
You are not.
No, but then it's be stale even if you don't eat it. You've had chocolate sitting in your
I can't have a bag
pantry.
of chips in my pantry and not eat them. I'm not going to be able to have 3 bags of chocolate. Every day I'm going to be like, I'm going to have a chocolate.
Do you like candy corn?
Absolutely not.
Ah,
You like candy corn?
I do.
So I was always wondering, who buys this? Do you like marshmallow peeps?
Yes.
Okay.
I like chocolate covered marshmallows. So I don't like Peeps. I mean, I like a bite of it and then I'm good. But if I'm going to do marshmallow, I like the chocolate covered marshmallows.
Okay. So I don't like candy corn. I don't like peeps.
I like good candy corn because if you get cheap, crappy candy corn, it doesn't have the same flavor. It's almost like a buttery. There's like a little buttery. And it's just
Okay.
enough sweetness. To
Well,
me,
you're
it's
not having stale. People have leftover candy corn from last year and then try to pass it out.
break your teeth. Yeah.
But if you had fresh candy corn.
Only a little bit.
Hold
Only a
on, we have
little
an incoming call. Keep talking. I'll be right there.
Yeah, so good candy corn is the best. You eat the tip.
I think it might have been a robodialer.
A robo-dialer.
I think it was a robodialer because I couldn't recognize the
Getting
name.
spammed while we're on the internet.
Can you please not?
All right, so what book do you have for us?
I have a fun book, and it's called How to Giggle.
I think people do need to laugh more.
So these are some 30-somethings who started their relationship, their friendship on Summer House, which is a reality TV show that I didn't start watching till recently, only because they're on it.
I've never even heard of it.
Okay,
Are they
Southern
still on it?
Charm. No. They've had enough. But one of them's a comedian, and in COVID they developed their friendship. Then COVID hit. Then they're like having FaceTime calls for 2 hours. So they said we should record these and make these a podcast, and they do that, and they're hilarious. And one of them has gone on, Hannah Berner. She has gone on. She has a Netflix special. And then Paige DeSorbo does all the modeling, fashion stuff. So we just love both of them. And they're both funny.
Yes. Oh, my God,
And
hilarious.
so they wrote this book called How to Giggle. I will fling it up here so you can see it. And it's really good from the standpoint of, as a parent, we want to help our children. But their lives are so different than our lives. because they're in a different. So some of the stuff is exactly the same. Bullying, we were bullied. We were just bullied differently because we didn't have the internet. It didn't live on in perpetuity. But we have some of the same stuff. They just have the addition of social media, television. The way we've had television too, but our parents also made us go outside. We weren't allowed to just watch television.
But our kids have so much access to the outside world.
Yes.
You think at a certain age, like 14 and 15-year-olds that Uber. We'll get a ride somewhere. You DoorDash something, but you have, and the social media.
I was 13 driving he was only my boyfriend because he had a car and he let me drive his boyfriend's car.
I was 13 and we were driving our car where our parents were at work. Self-taught.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't burn that clutch out.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure he wasn't over 18, but it was always like the only thing I ever did with him was drive. But I know he wanted to do more, but I was busy driving.
Like, no. After this, oh my God, I got to go.
Oh, my curfew. I got to be home at 9. Thanks for letting me drive. Are you going to pick me up tomorrow?
Well, we were so desperate to drive or be out of our neighborhood. We're in the middle of nowhere. It's like it would be like living in Mount Vernon or like Francistown, like way out. There's nothing. It really wasn't. It was like 10 miles to.
I lived in a city where I could walk everywhere, but I wanted to drive everywhere.
I get that. We didn't. Country mouse, city mouse. But we would take our lawnmowers. We had a gang of riding mowers. We had 3 or 4 riding mowers driving down the side of the road to go to Country Corner, this little country store.
Those kids are so industrious. They're riding tractors.
Yes. Candies. I'm sitting on the top of it on the box, like holding on to the thing. And my sister and our friend Cindy. I will have to look and see. Probably not, unless it was like a Polaroid. I'll have to look back and see.
So my father knew I was driving because my father also had me driving at 13.
Yeah. I let my kids drive at 12.
Yeah. My father used to take me in parking lots on Sunday. And that was part of come with me and visit my family. I don't want to visit your family, right? Because weird stuff. And which was more of another thing we won't get into. But I could be lured, you can drive in the parking lot. Mm-hmm. So then I was going. And then I always had fun. But that initial thing was always hard. Yeah. And so since I was doing that forever, and then I had the boyfriend who let me drive on the street. Boyfriend is a very loose word. But we're using that term loosely. And then my father on my 13th birthday, he's like, we were going to pick up Chinese food. And he said, do you want to drive? I was like, yes. And then he was great. I have nips. So he's nipping in the car. Now he had a designated driver. So he and I were driving. Then my mother's trying at 16 to teach me to drive. Yeah. Meanwhile, I had been secretly driving for
3 years. I've got this.
That's why the tea didn't fall.
Hold my beer. I got this, Mama.
But I want you on the tractor going to the store on the side of the road as a picture.
Yeah, they had hot dogs, 3 for $1. And they had candy. They had this, I'm sure it wasn't that big, but when you're young, they had this one wall, and it looked like it was just all candy. The whole section was just candy, and we were all like, "Oh my God!" And we'd get those little, but she still hated them. Remember the little candy cigarettes?
Yes.
And then they had the ones that had gum, and they were terrible. You chewed it twice, and it's bitter and hard. And
because it was covered in that sugar coating so you can make the puff.
Yeah.
But it dried the gum out like rubber. Yeah. It's like chewing rubber.
It's probably baby powder. They regulate stuff the same
Where
way.
is that class action lawsuit about if you smoked these fake cigarettes?
Yeah, our DoorDash is literally, back then, we had this long front porch, and it was like a yucky day, and we had everybody in the neighborhood. So it was probably 8 or 9 of us. One of the girls in the neighborhood knew her older brother had a friend that worked at Sal's Pizza. We convinced him to deliver to us. So it was 7 miles. But I don't think they even did delivery back then.
Right. That was a new thing with Domino's became delivery.
It was $17, and we gave him $17 in change in all Ziploc bags. Oh. A lot of it was pennies. But we had 9 kids on our front porch counting out pennies to put in bags. I was like, that's our DoorDash. He was not very happy, and I'd say he never delivered again.
When he put all the change on the side of the car, it leaned because it weighed so
Everybody
much.
pulled their money and was like, hey, this is a great idea.
Yeah. And then he's like, I'm never doing this again. I hate children. He hated
I
children.
used to talk about stupid stuff that you do in the summer, but like even like kids nowadays, like no, everything is
They
at
have
their-
mom's credit card.
Yes, and they have everything at their fingertips. They just have so much more access to the world outside.
So when we want to give them advice, we really don't know what they're experiencing. So it's great to hear what these 30-year-olds are thinking
Yes.
and commenting on. And so their podcast is hilarious. And they're always giggling because they're always making themselves laugh and each other laugh. So sometimes I just have it on in the back and I'm doing something. I can't even hear what they're talking about, but I hear the giggling.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel
It's
better.
infectious.
It is
Laughing
infectious. So this is How to Giggle, a guide to taking life less seriously. And it's funny. It's a very funny read. So one of the things that and some of it's like, I would apply this anywhere. You have a breakup, don't get a new boyfriend, get a cat.
Oh, it's true.
And Paige does it. Her life's never been better. Her cat literally has sponsorships. Her cat is working. Her cat has cat fancy commercials. Like,
Oh my
and it's just like her mom. These are hardworking women plowing out through, a very social world that is for everyone else to see. So I just thought it's a funny read. I spent one morning, was like a week, where I would read her a paragraph about boys not to date, boys that are red flags. And I would just video myself. My hair is sticking up. I'm having my tea. I'm in my pajamas. And I'm sitting reading one paragraph a day and sending it to Robin. Every morning she would wake up with like, why never to date a Kyle?
Yeah, so we should do it on the radio. What paragraph do you have to read for us today?
I think I wanted to do the one about disillusionment.
All right, let's do it.
All right, but you're going to have to talk for a second.
I
I have to find it.
I have serious stuff that I wanted to read, which I thought was interesting. Somebody sent this to me the other day. It says,
I have one. Hold on, let me
Right, go
just
ahead.
real quick. What your pet says about you. There's a theory that people look like their pet. So black cat, I have a black cat. It says, you love the leave at the door option on Uber Eats so that you never come in contact with other living things and can rot in bed if you desire. You also always look like you're pissed off, and that's because you are. You never respond in the group chat, which I never respond in a group chat because I don't want to keep it perpetuating. So that is the me. And you've never posted a caption that was more than 4 words. I can't be bothered.
I can't be bothered. Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Read me the thing you were going to read.
Well, mine's serious.
Okay, you read that, and then we'll go there.
Okay. So, number 1, your brain lies to you constantly. You are not a passive observer of reality. You are a narrator. Your brain invents stories that feel true, but are often built on cognitive biases, emotional residue, and past wounds. Knowing this lets you question your reactions instead of obeying them. Knowing this lets you question your reactions. So, like, we talk about.
Well, Jennifer was talking about the story.
Yeah, the story, like what we think about, or like it's like a narrative of it, and that's kind of like when you were talking about. Said, let's talk about disillusionment. How many times are we, in disillusionment?
And I was loving it because there is this. I think Wayne Dyer is the one who said, "Act as if you already are successful. Act as if you're already loved. Act as if, especially when you're trying to do a new
Joe
thing."
Dispenza talks about that too.
I think everyone talks about it because you have to believe you deserve it. And you are the limiting belief as well. So if you don't believe you deserve it, 100 people can think you deserve it, but if you don't, you never let yourself have the joy of it.
So I put a post out the other day on Facebook, and it just said, "What was the best decision that you've ever made?" What do you think the best decision you ever made was?
Only one?
Well, I mean, we could make a lot of good decisions. We also make a lot of bad decisions.
Right.
Too. That was the best bad decision I ever made.
Prioritizing my health, getting really healthy. Because without your health, life is really challenging.
Yes.
Because you can be successful, but without your health, it doesn't matter. You
Yeah.
can be loved and have a great relationship and have a great family and all of that. But if you don't have your health, I love adventure. So
Well,
if I can't
quality of life is very, very different.
yes.
I think mine would be one of the best decisions I ever made was believing in me, going all in on me, and deciding, like, laying down what other people's opinions and thoughts, and just believing myself and believing that I deserve to have anything that I want to have. Because a lot of times you're like, oh, they have a different lifestyle. Well, I wish I could travel more. I wish I could do this, or I wish I could wear that, or you can.
Right.
You can.
You can do whatever you want
Yes.
to a degree.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, it doesn't break federal law.
It's not genocide. Don't do
Right.
genocide.
Right.
If that's your thing, Hitler, Stalin, Mao. Like,
Do
think of all
no
the people.
harm.
Yeah, do no harm. Yeah,
Do no harm.
right. Yes, everything else. Absolutely
But
true.
right.
And one of the things that I liked about, so I love everything about this book. But one of the things they were talking about is manifestation. And they were also talking about, well, it's really just disillusionment. I just believed I could. And at the time, she was calling it disillusionment because she had no idea. She thought it was one thing, but it was a completely different thing.
Right.
But she was disillusioned enough to believe it was hers. So then she took the action required to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing that they say on their podcast all the time is that's none of my business.
Oh, that is a good one.
And then I guess Taylor Swift said it on a recent podcast with her boyfriend.
Oh.
She said, what people say about me is none of my business. What the headline is. And it's like, isn't that freeing? And what better generation to learn that than the generation that everything is a performance. Everyone has an opinion. You could post a picture. And I think it's funny. I think the reason why we don't go more viral than we do is because we don't have haters. The haters do something to platforms. When people hate you, they post comments, long, 6-word comments.
Oh, yeah.
This woman is a bia.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
Her hair's, whatever. Your mom is so fat. Like, her mom is so fat. Like, whatever the awful things that they're saying. But we have people who are like, nice outfits, ladies.
Well, they boost their algorithm. People boost their, they boost
The
your
hate
algorithm.
boosts the
But
algorithm.
we don't really get into it too if
We don't even try.
If you heard us on a phone conversation, that would be very different, because then I think we would get some haters and some resistance. I mean, we have made fun of Subaru people. I mean,
Right. But they don't listen to the show, so they don't hate us.
it's true. It's just my opinion.
Well, it's really funny because
It's my own sense of disillusionment.
we were driving, and SO says, "Oh, I'm gonna let this guy go by." I'm like, "It's a Subaru. Don't let him cut us off. Don't let us go first." And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's a bad decision."
You'll regret that the rest of the trip.
What are you doing?
Because I'll slow down.
I didn't want to cut him off. You're never cutting off a Subaru. They're never catching up. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
And I drove a Volvo for years. I drove a Volvo with like 220,000 miles on it. I never went anywhere in a hurry. I got to 60, but it took me some time. So when I drove a Volvo, I never cut anyone off. I never went in front of a truck.
Right. You just know your limits.
I stayed in the right lane when I got on the highway for a good minute. Like, I knew what I was driving.
Right. You're not one of those ones that's going to just stay in the left lane, and they stay in the left lane no matter what speed they're going to go.
If I'm doing 89 and you are doing 94, I will move for you in the left lane. You know why? Because I see you coming up. I judge your speed versus my speed, and I go, let me get out of the way. They might have to take a poop. They might be giving birth. He might be driving a woman with no hand, trying to drive her to the emergency room.
Yes,
to sew
I
her
try to
hand
give
back
everybody the benefit of the doubt, but there's sometimes that you can just tell, like, somebody's like, then you can see that they're looking on their phone, or, you can see that they're not paying attention.
So what I've stopped doing is looking at when I pass them in the right lane, because they're going so slow, I stopped looking at them like, who are they?
Yeah.
What? Because
I
I'm like,
don't.
you know what? It's none of my business.
Right.
Taking a little how to giggle. It's none of my business what they're doing.
Right.
To
I
be
don't
stupid
even
in the
care
lane.
who you are. I'm not even going to look over. I don't look because I don't want somebody to like flip me off, or I don't want to see your angry face
So that was funny. We were driving last week,
because I'm sensitive.
and we're at a light, and the person in front of us decides they're going to get in the left lane, but there's no room for them, so they just stop in the intersection but angled while our light is green, yellow, and then red. So now we are all blocking the intersection, and he can go in the right lane and just pull up so we can get through. And he doesn't. So I'm saying, lay on the horn. Like, now these people are beeping at us because we're in the intersection. He is also in the intersection, so they're beeping at him. They're beeping at us. The people behind us are beeping at us like, hey, we're out here in the middle in the intersection. His world is so revolved around him that he was like, everyone's just going to have to wait another cycle because I want to get in the left lane.
That yesterday.
To turn, right? Just move up. Like, what is... And then I said, I wish I had that kind of self-centeredness in my life. That I could be like, you'll just have to wait.
So I'm on Daniel Webster Highway yesterday afternoon coming home. And after you pass, like near the Jeep dealership, and I think there's Kia on this side. So I'm heading home. There's people that are coming up into town with a guy. They're at a red light. There's a guy that got in the lane to turn left, and he's trying to get back into the lane because he realized he wants to go. So he's blocking all the traffic that all the people that are turning left. 2 cars went over the median to get back around because that guy was standing there. And, by that time, we had the green light, so you just had to wait and sit them. And I'm like, man, how dangerous. But
well, and this guy gave us the finger. He gave everyone who was beeping at him the finger. He's the one blocking an entire intersection's worth of traffic. But we're the jerks because we beeped. And I'm like, I wish I had the world revolved around me to that extent on occasion. I'm not saying every day. I know I would be difficult every day to deal with. Who has to deal with that, dude?
If that were me, I would have been like, I'm so sorry. I've been waving or something, not like flipping somebody off. But
and I just would have went straight and then taken a left and turned around.
But I think there's something different about having the mindset of the world revolve around you. I think that's actually a good thing. And I think people should be more like that in a good way. Being self-centered and feeling like you're owed something is very different.
Right.
Because I feel like I've tried to be very intentional about setting my world, how I dress, how I show up, how I present myself to the world. The world is my oyster in that regard.
Yep.
But when you feel like you're going to take something or that you're owed something, that's the wrong kind of that's the wrong kind of attitude. But yes, like the world is ours and we should embrace it. Like what? You're writing your story. How do you want to show up every day?
And do you want the story to be...
Hey, do you want
I blocked traffic and everyone was beeping at me and I gave everyone the finger. End of chapter.
Those stupid idiots don't see, I don't care. I don't care if I have to wait.
I don't care if you have to wait.
Right.
And it's funny because I grew up with don't take up space. Let someone go in front of you. Don't, with that sort of, I guess it's a politeness of let them go, hold the door open, all of that.
Yeah.
And to this day, I hold the door open. About, I don't know if it was 15 or 20 years ago, someone, I forget who, was like, oh, do this experiment. And it was like, hold the door open for people. And I already did kind of hold the door, but I always open the door for like an older person than me or like a lady or a pregnant person or something. I didn't just do everybody.
Yeah.
And I started doing everybody. And I can't tell you how many times there was like not even a acknowledgement of like, hey, thanks. Just,
Right.
Just,
I always say, you're welcome. The worst place though, I hold the door open and I was coming in.
I'm an aggressive good morninger.
Where was I? I was opening the door for somebody yesterday and his wife went through the door and he's trying to he's caught off guard because he's like, no, you should go. So we had to go through 2 doors. I'm still holding this door and he's like, no, come on out. And I'm like, no. And I always say, especially when it's a guy, or I said, no, beauty before age or something like that. And he just giggled, but you could tell he got so, flustered might have been the word. Like, but you could tell he's like, wow, this is kind of nice. And
So I do think it's funny because guys don't get complimented very much.
no.
If you compliment a guy, watch how quickly they become a giggly,
Yes.
like uncomfortable.
Because I think men on the whole do want to be pleasers. I think that
100%.
they are, you know,
Jeff Dye does a joke that this entire world, bridges, everything is for us as women. That men come up with ideas. I'll build this building. I'll make this bridge so I can get over the water to see her. Like every single thing is for us. If we could just acknowledge, I mean, they might be stupid. They might do it wrong. Like you can
Right.
say whatever you want about the execution of some things, but it's all
like this world
for
was
us.
made for me.
This world was a man trying to please a woman. Every man who has ever made a joke has tried to make a woman laugh. It's because
That is true.
if you make them laugh, you can kiss them later.
That's true. That is true. And they might feed me.
If you and they'll most likely feed me. And if I lift weights, they'll touch my arm. Like it is. If we could understand that,
Guys like to be spooned too.
right?
Guys like to be cuddled.
That it's if we accepted that it is for us,
Yeah.
we would probably give just so much more slack. But like I said, if you compliment a guy or do something like that, try it. I know we're afraid to compliment women because of HR harassment nightmares, so you don't do that anymore. We'll try the opposite. And again, it's really funny because some guys don't understand a compliment's a compliment. It's like, she wants me,
Yeah.
because they've never heard something nice before.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to understand. She
I used to do that at work all
she's
the time.
interested. She must want me.
And I would have like I had a lot of men clients like, yes, here, oh please, stick me in the arm, take my blood. But I had all my pictures on my wall of like our travel and just experiences and stuff so I was always like, I'm always being silly, always laughing, a little bit sarcastic. But I'm telling you, like, so we started taking payments. So as a phlebotomist, like now I've got to be responsible for taking payments, like whatever your insurance doesn't cover. Like, I'm not doing this. So nobody did it for the longest time. And so they did this whole research about how much money companies lose under people that don't pay their bills under $20 and under.
Mm-hmm.
It might be like $50 and under that they don't. Just people just were like, I'm not paying that. It's $3 bill. No,
Right.
I'm not paying it. Like,
I'm not writing a check for $3.
right. So they'll just like, I'll take care of it another time or whatever. However they do it. So the company wanted to start collecting that money. It was like over $2 million something in New England that was
Being
they
lost.
were trying to.
Yeah.
So they finally, nobody would get on board with it because they're like, we don't need any more stress in our job.
I've got gloves on.
And we're understaffed.
I've got gloves. I can't touch money.
Yes, and I get it. So they made this incentive, like, so you could get a $300 bonus every quarter if but you have to get like 90-some%. I was in the top for New England every single time. Soon as they dangled that money, I'm like, I'm all in.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, how do you do it? And I'm like, well, a lot of it you could just joke around. And he's like, well, I left my wallet in the car. And I'm like, I got time.
Don't you worry.
And he's like, what? He's like, do you want me to do it after? I'm like, no, I've already had it up. And I said, once I save it, or I'll say, I can't print your labels out until I save this. And I said, once I save it, I can't go back in. You really couldn't go back in to do it. But I would come up with, I'll wait.
Yeah, I'm fine.
And he's like, no, I'll get it tomorrow or do this. And I'm like, I don't had some kind of BS for it. But I'm like, but they couldn't say no because I would flirt with them.
Yes.
It's that flirty. And I'm like, oh, come on. And I said, or I'll just say, I said something, or I said, well, I'm trying to get my numbers up. And I said, so I can't let you be my hiccup or something like that.
Don't bring me down, man. Don't bring me down.
And I said, and hey, after it's all said and done, I'll let you buy me lunch.
Well, I do think like the compliment to a guy, I'm sure some guys hear compliments all the time, but there's a lot of groups of men who don't feel, I think men like feeling appreciated.
Yes.
So anytime you can appreciate a man, you're going to make his day. And so it doesn't have to be a compliment about the way he looks.
Yes.
But it could be a compliment that he did something or whatever that you could find reasons to compliment people.
Watch
find
their shoulders.
reasons.
Watch their shoulders change.
Yeah. And do it to women too. Find a thing to say to compliment people, because we could all use, and it's a kindness, but I do joke that, if someone's never heard it before, they're like, she wants me.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, dude.
I'm getting lucky tonight.
No, dude. She said she didn't flip you off. That doesn't mean she wants you.
Look at this bombshell just landed right in my lap.
I've been praying.
And here she
All
is.
my prayers are answered. I don't know she was batshit, but...
You want to come over for Taco Tuesday?
You're listening to Lisa and Robin on the mic. We're very silly today. It was the weather. You're listening to Lisa and Robin on the mic on WSMN 1590 AM 95.3 FM. You can watch, stream, and listen on WSMN.live. We're going to the top of the hour and coming back probably around 11:07 or 11:08.
So we'll be back.
So stay tuned.